All right, I'm here with Maddie as my patient. I'm her clinician. So today we're going to be talking about some nutrition counseling with her and how she can improve her dental health diet. So as previously, we met up and we basically discussed what foods did she have every other day for the 5-day diary, and we talked about what things that she ate would represent in each food group, and as well as we calculated how much frequency she would have a type of liquid that has hidden sugars or solid or stickiness or slowly dissolving, and as well as water intake. So now we're going to talk about the sugars that she had in her food diary. So I did notice that she did have coffee once every other day, as well as added creamers, sweeteners into her coffee, and then as well as Diet Coke. She also had hidden sugars and carbohydrates such as ice cream, yogurt, caramel, bread, and a tortilla. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask my patient, and I'm gonna give her some suggestions on how we can improve that. She could still have it, but just kind of limit it a little bit. So, so what do you think we could do with your sugar, foods, and drinks intake?
So as far as coffee, I could probably limit that, to, maybe 2 to 3 times a week to limit that sugar intake, and the same thing with the Diet Coke.
Okay.
I can limit that because of the acid.
Okay.
And then as far as the fermentable carbohydrates, the bread intake, I could try and limit that, or not eating it so much, at lunch and dinner.
Okay, we could also do you remember if you had like white bread or whole wheat bread?
It's probably white bread.
Okay, well, we can try to switch it up maybe to like whole grain. That's a little bit more healthier. If you don't really like much whole wheat, you could just have it like every other week, or kind of like switch it up, take turns with it. That way you kind of get those grains in there.
Okay.
And as well as with the tortilla, I know none of us really like whole grain or whole wheat, but like I said, same with that, you can just have it every other day. That we kind of get those that type of food group in there.
Okay.
And then what else?
The yogurt, I do eat yogurt every morning, so I can maybe try and switch it up, maybe every other day with something else. I don't really know what I'd switch it up with, but I could find something else to substitute that, so I'm not ingesting as many hidden sugars.
Okay. With the yogurt, we could maybe try. Do you know if you get like non-fat or low-fat yogurt, or is it just regular?
I know it's Greek yogurt.
Okay, so that would work. Maybe you could add fruits into it, or a granola, just to make it fun and not just plain. That way you kind of get those fruits in your daily intake.
Okay.
Ice cream, I feel like that's okay. It didn't seem like you had it daily. I think you just had it that once a week. So I think you're good with that. Let's see what else. As far as your deficiency in the food group, I believe you did have a lot of dairy, which is good. I would just and then your excess in the food group, you did kind of have a little bit of grains in there. Like I said, we could try to switch it up a bit to whole grains in there instead of just white. Let's see. And then basically we talked about this. So improve on your breakfast. like we said, we could do like you can continue eating Greek that has like low fat, fat-free yogurt and not some fruit. You can snack on some cheese still. I know you did have it here. Do you remember what type of cheese did you have? Was it white cheese or yellow cheese?
I think it was white.
Okay. All right. So maybe like we said, we can like kind of switch up with one another. We can try unsweetened almond milk into your coffee, not the one that has like too much sugar in it. That way you can still have your coffee, but just with a little bit of an unsweetened, healthier version. And then we talked about the whole grain bread instead of a white bread. We can continue having fruit for breakfast, any choice. I did see you did have half a banana, so that's good. I did see you really didn't have that many, you don't really eat that many snacks during the day. So we could try, add a couple in there. That way you kind of get your nutrients and all that stuff. Continue adding a bit more protein. You did have a couple eggs in here. Those are good proteins there. You did have a protein bar. I would just make sure, like, kind of read the food label a bit, see how much added sugar there's in there, or you can, try to experiment to what protein bars you like best and try to switch that up. And then, let's see, improvements on to dinner. There was one category, I think, where we had that you ate pizza. I know sometimes we all love pizza. Kind of just try like, 2 slices of pizza at max. And then kind of just, add like another good side that you could eat it with your pizza. And then improvements to your snack selection, like we talked about, just a good protein bar. I know I heard or I researched like IQ bars are pretty good. You could try those, and if you don't like it, you can always try a different one. And then there is an app where it can kind of tell you that we talked about in nutrition, that can tell you like which certain products are at the store are healthier, so maybe that can kind of guide you to the right direction. And then like we talked about fruit and vegetables, like to-go snacks. I know we have clinic every day, but kind of just like snack a couple if you can. And then I'm going to go ahead and ask you, what is the most significant signal change you feel you can make for a more balanced diet?
So like you discussed, I can try and add more fruits, especially into my breakfast. And then, just the bread, trying to switch to more, whole wheat options every once in a while at least. And try to avoid the white bread as much.
Okay. And then, I did notice that you also drink water, so kind of like try to drink more water. I know like I said, we're in clinic. There's probably no time for us to take breaks, but just try to have at least water every day. And then just like limit your intake on a little bit of coffee. Like you said like you kind of want to do it once in a while or twice a week or something like that. You can do, instead of coffee, if you like an herbal tea, you can do that. And then and I think that concludes our session.